Hello, everybody. Joe Bigodonuts here, and welcome back to another episode of Summer Pockets Reflection Blue, where I am exhausted. Oh my god. I guess I'll say I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Sunday. Fuck, it's Sunday already? I have to go to work tonight. Dude, it's like 2 a.m. I don't know what it was. I was exhausted after recording the last episode. Yeah, because I recorded the last episode Friday night. Yesterday was Sunday. I slept like all day. After I recorded it, I uploaded it. Then I played some games on my computer for a bit, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up and it was like 11 o'clock at night. It was like, fuck. I am dying. I am dying right now. And this is after I've already had a pot of coffee, so. Pot number 2. Hopefully it'll get me going, but oh boy. I am in that, like, exhausted, like, I feel like shit tired, but also I feel like shit because I slept so long, and I'm hungry, but I don't have any groceries. I have, like, a single packet of ramen in the fridge, which I'll probably, like, cook and, like, throw an egg in there or something. But that's it. That's, like, all I got. I desperately need to go grocery shopping, but then I have to stay up late enough for the grocery store to open, and it's like, my sounds of disgust just made me yawn. My brain is cooked. Anyway, last time in Summer Pockets Reflection Blue, we averted disaster. We saved Umi. We saved Shirahad. Story over, right? That's the end point. Woo, we did it. We take our happy photo, and then he goes home, and then it's like, yeah. Like, everyone jumps in the air, then it does a freeze frame, and then credits start rolling. As, like, the triumphant happy music plays and fade to black. But it isn't. We are still here. We are still trapped here. It's going after what should have been the end point. So let's see how Umi's condition deteriorates from this point onward. That's my assumption of where the plot is going. Is, you know, kind of had to cut off a piece of herself to, you know, prevent the time paradox of, well, you see, Hydrogen and Shirahad can't die here in the ocean because otherwise Umi doesn't exist. However, Umi is here. You know, we gotta close the loop. You can't break the timeline. So, I'm going to assume, you know, a part of that plus all of Umi's strong feelings cut off from, like, every single time to repeat. That's like the big swarm of butterflies you see at Shirah's route when they're in the water. Is essentially like a mixture of Umi's, you know, devotion and will for them not to die, but also literally the world kind of crumpling to intervene because they can't, otherwise it doesn't work. Things don't make sense anymore. And then we also had that cryptic you know, otherworld scene towards the end of last episode, which somewhat fading away. Shadow individual that we don't really have full context for. So, more and more intrigue, more hooks, more threads to pull on for the story to unravel. So let's hop in there and do that. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. My mouse was still hovering over the record button on OBS when I clicked to advance the text. So, good thing I fucking caught that before I decided to, like, oh, oops, I had my mouse on the wrong screen, teehee, and just kept going while there was no recording. Ugh. You literally missed nothing. That was like a 1 second gap where I clicked and then my brain's like, wait a minute, look over, no red recording light, and I'm like, oh. Anyway, that was like 5 minutes or so, I'll just have to add that on to whatever my current recording time says to track how long the episode's going for me. Anywho, A prank? And she'll get mad at us. After glancing over to Umi, who gave me a satisfied nod, I turned my gaze to her magical picture diary. The mom in her drawing looked pretty angry. You don't mind getting scolded? Well, yeah, I guess. But doesn't it say she'll get even more mad at me? Don't you feel a little sorry for your dad? But you're gonna do it anyway. Oh. If that's what Umi wants, and that's what Umi gets, I better prepare myself. But when you say prank, exactly what sort of prank are you talking about? Exposition. I was digging a big hole in the ground with a spade. Nope, definitely not. Pit trap? Seriously? I'm not liking this idea one bit. She's actually gonna be crazy angry, you know? You really shouldn't be happy about that. I haven't dug a pit trap since, what, around elementary school or something? Back then I couldn't dig it properly, but now I'm strong enough to make a pretty decent one, for better or worse. That sort of hole wasn't really fit for a childish prank. More like a crime. Man, there's just something about digging a hole that doesn't let you stop halfway, huh? Inwardly objecting to the plan the whole time, I kept digging myself deeper and deeper into the hole. Feels like I could dig forever. This is almost scary. I didn't want to hurt anyone, so I really ought to keep it to a reasonable depth. Kids have no mercy. I complained, though it didn't stop me from digging even deeper. Yeah, kind of putting my all into it. Nah, we're not doing anything that scary. We're hoping Shiraha will fall into it. I heard the click of a water gun's pump. Finally bothered to look up. Nomiki-san. Sup? I was already right in her sights. Nomiki was the public order executive of the Island's Youth Association, in charge of upholding local morals and decency. I, meanwhile, was willfully disturbing said public order. Wait, it's not like that. Listen for a second. There's a good reason for it. Your trigger finger twitched ominously. Umi barrier! At the last second, I grabbed Umi and held her between me and the gun's barrel. I knew you'd never shoot a kid. Look, just hear me out, okay? And that's the whole story. I explained everything, up to and including the magical picture diary. After listening, Nomiki turned to face Umi. Well, free-range parenting and all that. You're right. I'm sorry. We were scolded together. Do you have any good ideas then? We're really gonna give her this? Is that like a bullfrog? I was holding a lovely, carefully wrapped gift box. It was oddly heavy. I mean, for a city boy like me, it's actually pretty intense. I glanced over at Umi. I pointed the box in her direction. The kid's terrified, you know? I can feel him moving around in the box. Is this really gonna be okay?
どこに行ったのかと思った。
I guess, here. I thrust out the box at her. The pretty, well-wrapped box.
私に？何？
A, present.
プレゼントってどうして？
Huh? To express my gratitude?
どうして疑問系なの？
I wonder.
変なの。でもこういうの嬉しい。
Ah, crap. I'm gonna feel really, really
お
guilty.
父さん頑張った。そうなんだ。開けていい？
She's looking really happy now. No, you should probably wait
開
for
け
it.
て。
Shira began unwrapping the box.
何かな？
Then she lifted the lid.
え？
Boing! With a powerful leap, the frog flew straight out of the box. Almost like a jack in the box. What a splendid entry. That frog's too good at its job. Splat. But after that first tiny yelp of surprise, Shira caught the frog midair in one hand.
何これ？
No, it's a present. I couldn't look her in the eye.
そうなんだ。ありがとう。
Huh?
男の子からプレゼントって初めてだから。
It's like, ah, yes, this is a very boyish gift. I see. It really conveys your feelings.
都会の方じゃこういうものなのね。
No, that's...
ところで、この子何にしよ
Are we gonna eat it? Use it?
う？唐揚げとか鍋とか。
Fried? Yeah, fried. I've had fried frog legs before. They're fine. Chicken is a good estimation of like the texture, but it's not very flavorful, to be honest. Very light flavor. Obviously not as chickeny tasting as chicken, but that's the approximation to it. Really, if you are gonna fry it, the battering and the spices kind of carry it. But it's edible. The frog?
美味しいよ。
Her counterattack was so unexpected, and we looked ready to cry. Evacuate! I grabbed the frog out of Shiraha's hands and fled the house.
プレゼント。
The Islanders here are way too adaptable.
いたずら成功？
Not really. It's a failure. Forget getting angry, she was happy with us. Alright, time for a strategy meeting.
カエルは鶏肉みたいでうまいんだ。
Yep. Yeah, I heard that.
カエルさん、食べるの？
Let's let him loose. I set it down into a nearby irrigation ditch.
にしても変なことしてるわね。
It's in the picture diary now, so we have to make it happen.
子供のためだから協力することにした。のみきは相変わらず子供に甘いわよね。
Kids. That's it! We just have to pull the sort of prank a kid would play. That way she won't get too horribly angry with us. Probably.
子供がするいたずらか。スカートめくりとか？何よその目。せっかくアイデア出してあげたのに。
That's not really a prank, that's just harassment. No, I've just thought that... It's just that. I've thought this for a while, but... Ow, you're kind of a perv, huh?
エロちゃうわ。スカートめくりか。一理あるな。
What?
ほら、私がエロいわけじゃないじゃない。いや、青はエロい。おそらくこの島で一番の耳戸島だ。
Al collapsed and writhed on the ground.
スカートめくりは単純明快で何の前準備もなくできるいたずらだ。
I think I need to prepare my heart, actually.
そうか。なら私のスカートをめくれ。
Wait, what was that? Oh yeah, because she wears spats. There's nothing embarrassing under there.
気にすることはない。この下はスパッツだ。
Yeah, even though they're very form-fitting and don't leave much to the imagination.
スカートをめくると
If
い
you
う
look
行為そ
closely,
のものに
you
な
know,
れ
you
ると
can
いい。
probably get the idea.
通り過ぎざま挨拶をするようにめくるんだ。よーと言って手を挙げるとき、その時目の前にあるスカートをめくり上げる。あくまで自然に呼吸をするように。簡単なことだ。
Nobuki, what the fuck are you talking about?
反復練習をすることで体に染み込ませればいいだけのことなんだ。
I don't know, maybe it's just a Japanese thing. Kind of like the, you know, the fucking sticking your fingers in their butt kind of thing. Like that's like what the fuck are you talking about?
考えるな。
Like it's not a prank.
思考を超えた反応に身を委ねるんだ。
It turns out you're quite the moron, huh?
ほう。
Why are you pumping that thing up?
早くスカートをめくるんだ。私はお前の目論見を成功させると決めたんだからな。
Good intentions that are forced on you to can be the worst. Go, fucking words. Good intentions that are forced on you can be worse than wicked ones, huh? I looked over at Al for help.
そんな目で見てもダメよ。私のスカートはめくらせないんだから。でもまあ考えないでもないけど。
Fuck off. No good. I'm surrounded by morons. In desperation, I looked over to Umi.
父さん、ファイ
Oh, she's the most ruthless of them all.
加藤さん家に電話して白羽にここへ来るよう連絡したわよ。
Thanks.
本当に練習しなくてもいいのか？
I'm sure, seriously. Unable to work up the nerve to flip Nomiki's skirt, I'll have to take on Shiraha without rehearsal. Really sudden having her get angry with you too, huh?
頑張る。
Flipping a skirt together with a little girl, huh? Well, it's summer and all. Whatever. Someday, we'll be able to look back on this and laugh. Getting away with stuff like this is what summer memories are all about. Probably.
来たぞ。
Peering through a rifle scope, Nomiki spotted Shiraha far in the
と
distance.
りあえず店の周囲50メートルに他の人間の影はないわね。これでスカートめくりが成功しても高原たち以外が白羽のハレンチな姿を見ること
Yeah,
は
what, you go block off the street? I'm glad to hear you're considering all that, but I wish you'd apply that logic on a more fundamental level
これ
too.
以上何を望む？
To start, I want to not have to flip someone's skirt.
なるほど。どうやらまだ抵抗があるようだな。
Oh man, she's got the means and the motivation for this plan completely
や
backwards.
はり私のをめくっておくか。
Umi, let's go! Before the situation could get any more dire, Umi and I leapt out in front of the now nearby Shiraha.
青に呼ばれたんだけど。
She was totally off guard and let us approach defenselessly. But I couldn't show pity. I shot Umi a look. Umi nodded without a word and dashed towards Shiraha. Seeing Umi charge up to her, Shiraha beamed. She spread her arms wide for a hug. But a moment before Umi reached her, she abruptly changed course. Pivoting on one leg, she spun in a full circle and ended up right behind Shiraha. And then she flipped up Shiraha's skirt from behind. At Umi's height, she wasn't able to flip the skirt up particularly high. However, Shiraha instantly threw her hands behind her back to hold it down. Her attention was completely diverted behind her as well. In other words, like a whisper of the summer wind. I swung my arms with all my might in a motion reminiscent of the backstroke. With a gentle flutter, her skirt billowed into the air, exposing her neat and tidy underwear and healthy-looking thighs for the world to see. It was a dreamlike spectacle. But an instant later, it fluttered back down into its former position. And as it did, Shira's face, petrified in a blank expression reminiscent of a no mask, entered my view. Her expressionless stare scared the absolute shit out of me. Are you mad?
怒ってないと思う
Nope. I shook my head. Ooh, her getting mad was scheduled in the diary. Thus, there was nothing to do but resign myself to my fate. Hey, at least I got to see something nice, so I can take comfort in that at least.
記憶って
Huh?
何で殴ったら消えるんだっけ
She scanned the surroundings while saying something terrifying, still expressionless. Might be in even more trouble than I thought. So hey, there's actually a good reason for...
海ちゃん、この人に言われて嫌なことやらされちゃったね。
What? She gave into fear and stabbed me in the back! But at this rate, she got mad at me part of the diary won't be
海
fulfilled.
ちゃん、ね、だよ。
She lightly flicked Umi in the forehead with her finger.
母さんに怒られた。
Ah, there it was.
ごめんなさい。
She bowed her head deeply in apology, but smiled happily again once she was out of Shira's line of sight. Meaning, all that was left was...
理由。
Ah, right. The truth is, excusing my actions by blaming it all on Umi's picture diary would look incredibly lame. And anyway, she needed to get really angry or it wouldn't count. Now's the time for me to man up and do what must be done. The truth is,
実は
I wanted to see the girl I love's underwear so much I just couldn't help myself. The way your skirt's always fluttering around caught my attention. I wondered, why does she rely on such an unreliable barrier to keep her panties out of sight? Because it's breezy and it probably like helps you feel good in the summer. Does she really want to keep them hidden? There's a huge hole in the bottom, you know? It's basically the same as walking around with your underwear totally exposed to the open air, isn't it? So in that case, isn't it basically the same as not wearing a skirt at all? And in that case, would it be a problem that I took a look, right? To the contrary, it's almost like it was asking me to look. And then, well, my body just moved on its own. That's the reason. How about that? I figure you should be mad enough to be at a complete loss for words. Huh? Sure, huh?
変態。
Oh. She believed every last word I said.
海ちゃん、帰ろう。
It looked like she believed it too. Hey! When I tried to call out to them, they picked up their pace and fled. I was left behind, all alone. And having my heart completely shattered counts as getting scolded, right? Mission accomplished. I turned around to look behind me. I had to thank Nomiki and Ao for their help in bringing about my great victory. Yep, they wanted to. Huh. I wonder why everything looks so blurry. I looked up to the sky. That way no one could notice that I was crying. Gotta act tough. Woohoo! There's not a man in the world that doesn't like underwear!
そうだそうだパンツなんてただの布だ
I know, right? What's even the point of hiding them?
なんであの二人はラムネでテンションを上げているんだ。
いろいろあったのよ。若気の至りというものだな。
大変なことになっていると聞いたからトレーニングを切り上げてきたのだがな。
十分大変なことになってない？
Ow! Bring out that old box of barbecue flavored dry fish snacks, would
こ
ya?
っちにはかば焼き様太郎だあとレモンラムネおかわり
はいはい。
なるほど。良くない飲み方だ。ところで、シロハはいないのか？
おお。
Yeah, she's kind of mad. Ah! Another ramen for me, too!
何があった？
こいつ、白羽のスカートをめくったのよ。
それは、そこまでのスイングを身につけたということか。
That's it. I should have said I was practicing ping pong. So that's what she meant by flipping it naturally. Tenzin! I need you to train me in the ways of ping pong!
強い邪念を感じるが。 たとえそんなきっかけでも構わない。結果的に卓球がお前の心を浄化してくれるんだからな。
それなら俺もスイングでみんなの服を脱がしてやるぜ。
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like going up to a temple to work in like monastic, you know, fucking what's the word? Asceticism. There we go. I was thinking aesthetic. I'm like, no, it's like that, but it's missing a letter. Yeah, asceticism. You know, to atone for your sins.
来る者拒まず、去る者逃さず。来たれい、卓球道。
うるさい。高原も往生際が悪い。自らいたずらがしたいと言った結果だろう。普通に自業自得じゃない。
Yeah, sure. But you're the one who suggested flipping skirts in the first place, weren't
だ
you?
が承服したのはお前だ。
Yeah, you should have known better. Yeah,
ま
but
ったく。大体どうして急に白羽にいたずらをしようと思った？
she asked me, looking completely serious. Are you deciding to bring that up again? I already told you, didn't I? Just make the entry in Umi's picture diary come true. Huh? Umi? Who's Umi? She looked oddly mystified.
海？
Right.
誰のことだ？
Hey. No, that was more like a hey. I sighed unintentionally. Nomiki's face was as serious as ever, making me feel uneasy.
ああ、そうだった。海のためだった。でなければ、あんな馬鹿げたことに協力するはずがない。
Oh god, now we're going fucking Fuko-esque stuff. You're trying to get me to flip your skirt and everything. Yeah, gold! Why'd you insult now to get embarrassed about
う
it?
るさい！
Nobiki unloaded her rifle at me, her face beet red. But she definitely forgot about Umi for a moment there, didn't she? Didn't feel like she just spaced on her name. I felt a hazy sense of unease growing within me. It was an incredibly unpleasant feeling. Them talking about like snack foods for drinking made me really, really want to get a bucket of like dried edamame, edamame? Yeah, edamame beans. Like those when they're dried and like salted and they're really crunchy. Oh my god, I fucking love those so much. I haven't had them in a long time because the store near me stopped stocking them. But let me actually look on Amazon to see like how big of a bucket I can get. I know it's very important that we take a break here so I can order stuff. Bucket of edamame beans. Yeah, I'm spelling it right. I don't want little ones. I want big. Yeah. Damn, it's $20. For how much is that? How much is that? Today? Give me that. I'm ordering it right now. It'll be my breakfast. But how big is it? 27 ounces? Hell yeah. Give me that. One-time purchase? Yeah, I'll buy it now. I'll eat the entire thing. I don't give a fuck. I'll pay for express delivery. The extra $3? Easy money. I get paid in like a couple days anyway. Onto the Amazon credit card it goes for my 5% reward points. Which, you know, considering it was only a $20 purchase, what? 5% of 20. 10% of 20 would be 2, so I get $1 back. Okay. Worth it though. It adds up. It adds up. The thing to do if you get those kinds of reward cards is you need to put like all your bills, utilities, and like your rent or mortgage on there. Like have that auto pay to that card. And then whenever you get your paycheck, you just go and you instantly pay off the balance. So that way you're not paying like monthly interest on it and like keep it clean by the end of the month. So that way you're getting like $50, $60 rewards a month that you can just buy random shit with. Big brain moves. that only work if you already have, disposable income money to spend for all that kind of stuff. But hey, you know what they say, you need money to make money. Yawn goes Hyrie. Morning, huh? I looked over at the clock. Even though it was summer vacation, I'd woken up pretty darn early. It's almost like I've been making a habit of it or something. Oh, that's it. Radio calisthenics. Going to them's part of my morning routine, isn't it? That's right. I'm aiming for perfect attendance. And most importantly, the local specialty goods you receive for going are delicious.
両手の指をワシワシして卑猥な運動
What? Grope. Ugh. This really does look pretty obscene. Really okay to make a kid do an exercise like this? Huh? A kid? I feel like I was forgetting something. What was it? Couldn't quite put my finger on it. What was I doing all the way out here on this island, going to radio calisthenics sessions full of kids all on my own in the first place? Was I just that bored? That's right, I was bored. No matter how long I waited, I never got to help out in the shed after all. I had way too much free time. Right. Right?
Hey boy, get serious.
Sorry. Wait, what's with the English? And pretty good, too. He said that with, like, gusto. The exercise has ended, and I lined up to get my stamp. Today's participation prize was a watermelon, apparently. Luxurious as always.
はい、次の人
It was my turn. I took out my stamp sheet.
2枚あるぞ
Huh?
ほら加藤海って書いている
I checked the name line, and sure enough, there it was. Kato Umi. Ah! I forgot to bring Umi with me! Ah, crap, what the hell was I thinking? How could I possibly forget her and come alone? Sorry, I'm heading home.
ちょっとハンコ
I sprinted home. Oh, what's wrong with me? How could I have forgotten about Umi? Must have been half asleep or something.
海誰のことだ
No way. Couldn't possibly have forgotten about her. She just slipped my mind somehow, that's all.
ハイリー
Sure, huh? Where are you going this
お
early?
じいちゃんの船で取れた魚を配ってたの。後でハイリの家にも持っていくから。
It was a perfectly natural conversation. But in that moment, that natural feeling scared me. Sure, huh? About yesterday. I never ended up getting a chance to apologize between the skirt flipping incident and now. It'd be perfectly natural for her to still be mad at me. But then, why was she talking to me so normally? It's almost like nothing had happened yesterday at all.
あれは忘れて。
は？
急にスカートをめくるとか。海ちゃんのためなのはすぐ分かったけど。
Yeah, you thought about it a little bit more after the fact and like, ah.
だからもう怒ってはいないけど、思い出すだけで恥ずかしいからなかったことにして。
Just hearing her say Umu's name was a huge
あ
relief.
れ？そういえば海ちゃんはラジオ体操の帰りじゃないの？
Yeah, I am. Shira, sorry to ask this, but could you come over early today?
海ちゃん体調悪いの？だからラジオ体操にも？
I'm not totally sure yet. Whether or not she was feeling well, something was wrong. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, just try to be early today, please. I left it at that and took off for home. Umi! Umi was still asleep. Just seeing her was a relief. She was sleeping so soundly I couldn't even hear her breathing. In fact, her sleep was so deep that it made me a bit worried. Hey, Umi? I got a bit scared and called out to her. Oh, she moved. Then she rolled over. Looks like she really is just fast asleep. I can take comfort in that at least. Well, she certainly can sleep soundly, huh? Even though normally coffee's giving me heartburn. Ugh. Even though normally she'd be the one to get up early and help wake me up. She hadn't come to wake me up, so I accidentally went out on my own. Wait, that's not right, is it? I questioned my own words. No matter how I tried to excuse it, it didn't change the fact that I'd forgotten Umi existed. There was the incident with Nomiki yesterday, too. Seriously, what's going on? I kept tripping over my own thoughts and contradicting myself. This summer, waking up early and going to radio calisthenics with Umi had become my life's work. Somehow, in a bit less than an hour, Umi had vanished from my memory entirely. I didn't even have the slightest clue what could have caused it. Umi, it's morning. The radio calisthenics are over, you know? She grumbled sleepily and wouldn't wake up. Hey, Umi? I thought she was just sleepy. That didn't seem quite right. Responses seemed somehow poorly formed. It's almost like I was talking with a toddler.
お母さんどこ
Huh?
お母さんお母さん
Finally, Umi started crying. Umi, what's wrong? Forget toddlers. She was almost like a baby. Even though she seemed totally normal the day before.
お母さんお母さん
Umi.
海ちゃんお母
The moment she saw Shiraha, Umi practically flew over to hug her. She stayed right there, squeezing her tightly, with no apparent interest in moving. I was really glad Shiraha managed to come over
さん
early.
何があったの
I'm not really sure either. Something's definitely wrong. With Umi, of course, but with myself as well.
どうしたのかな
Shiraha was a little bewildered. The way she's demanding your attention. It's almost like she's really a little kid, isn't it?
赤ちゃん帰り
I've heard of that somewhere. What was it?
私も詳しくないけど
Mm-hmm.
赤ちゃんみたいになるんじゃないのかな
Pretty straightforward, huh?
でももっと小さな子がなるはずだし
Still hugging Umi, Shiraha looked over at me uneasily. I'm sure I looked worried as I met her gaze, too.
お母さんうんここにいるよ
Flustered, Shiraha smiled reassuringly. Seeming relieved, Umi buried her face in Shiraha's chest. Do you think this could be an after effect from when she fell into the ocean? It's only for a moment, but she'd stopped breathing. Maybe because of that she was emotionally unstable, or something. No matter how much the two of us thought about it, no clear answer came to
病
mind.
院に連れて行った方がいいのかな
The doctor said she was totally normal last time, though.
病院いや
Umi clung even harder to Shiraha. Her posture made it easy to tell she was opposed to the idea. It really did seem like she had the mind of a baby.
お母さんうんどうしたの遊ぼうそうだねでも先にご飯食べなきゃ
Shiraha stood in the kitchen. Umi watched happily as she went about skillfully preparing our
でき
breakfast.
たよ
I'll help carry stuff in.
もじゃあお漬物のお皿持って行ってねはい
Now, what kind of pickled vegetables are we talking about here? Umi picked up a small bowl of sliced pickles in both hands and carried it over to the living room table. Like these aren't, pickles. It's just, pickled vegetables of some variety. Though I suppose they could just be having, a nice crunchy gherkin, first thing in the morning. It's probably good for you. But I don't know. She stared at the bowl the entire time, not looking at her footing at all, which freaked me out a bit. I walked just behind her so that I could catch her if she were to trip. Today's breakfast was salted grilled fish, miso soup with clams, pickles, and seaweed salad. Miso soup with clams sounds really fucking good. Think you can use your chopsticks properly today, Umi? She stared at the chopsticks on the table, seemingly pondering something.
お母さんどうしたの？ね
I forgot.
あ
Umi opened her mouth. She looked a little
ー
embarrassed.
みちゃん甘えん坊さんだね。
Shiraha chuckled as she fed Umi. It's almost like we were a newlywed couple with a kid. He is the father, Shiraha the mother, and Umi, our real child.
最初は怖かったけど実はもう好き。
Huh?
お父さんが海を飛んでよかった。
Okay. Huh? Am I forgetting something important? Oh yeah, the actual, time travel stuff. Just it's like, yep, you can't know about that. It breaks too many things. After breakfast, the three of us started making origami together. Umi said that she wanted to make a paper airplane. At first, Umi sat next to Shiraha as she worked. But soon, she started glancing over at Shiraha. Looked like there was something she wanted Shiraha to do for her. Oh, what do you want?
お膝
Oh, what do you want? I've read that weird. I thought there was going to be something else, but no. She meant Shiraha's, presumably.
お母さんのお膝で降りたいの？じゃあお母さんのお膝で降る？
Shiraha patted her lap. Umi happily sat down. Perched on Shiraha's lap, she went back to cheerfully folding her origami. Oh, she was certainly in high spirits. But to the same degree that her spirits were high, her origami was a mess. And won't fly straight if you're not careful about the angles, you know? She refolded it. But it was still a mess. Somehow, the paper airplane she made so skillfully before turned out pretty misshapen. She still managed to get it basically in shape, albeit with great difficulty. Well, go ahead and give it a throw. She threw it with all her strength, and it crashed instantly. Umi stared at her fallen airplane, a tragic look on her face. Umi, the trick to throwing a paper airplane is to do it gently. Yeah, you don't just spike it into the ground.
一緒に作ろう。
Shira held her hand out to Umi.
作れる？
I mean, you can, you just gotta throw it differently. She pointed to the single rainbow sheet of paper that had come with the set. Oh, that. It was reflective, so the colors glittering and shifting like an aurora. Oh, right. Shira already used the gold and silver ones, didn't she?
綺麗な折り紙。
You're right. This would look pretty in the air for sure. I looked over at Shira as I
お
spoke.
いで、海ちゃん。
Umi sat back down on Shira's lap, and with Shiraha guiding her hands, they made a paper airplane together.
海ちゃん、ここを押さえていて。こう？うん、そのままでいてね。
They worked together, folding it carefully and precisely.
できた？うん、できたよ。
Ooh. This time, the paper airplane was perfect. Its wide wings beautifully displayed its rainbow coloration. They'd worked together splendidly. All right, mine's done too. By the way, what's the airplane's name?
ウルトラグレートスーパーお母さんの怒りレベルマックス。
Yep, pretty sure I can't win against that one. A man never backs down from a fight, even a hopeless one. It's on,
いい
Umi!
よ。私のもできた。
Oh, what was that one? The Super Mustang Fire Cosmic Model Level 7?
エクスネオマキシマムブラストネクスト2。
But I'm pretty sure it has the exact same shape as before.
かっこいい。
I'm also pretty sure we're not being a good influence right now. Alright, let's go outside and fly them. We took our paper airplanes outside. We'll throw them on too, okay?
せーの。
The 3 paper airplanes flew high and far into the blue sky. Umi's rainbow airplane led the way. Catching the sunlight, it traced a glittering path across the sky. Shiraha and my paper airplanes flew along behind hers. It's like they were watching over their child from afar. Something about the scene felt really nostalgic to me. After playing around with the paper airplanes for all they were worth, we fell right asleep. She was napping with her head on Shira's lap in place of a pillow.
電池が切れたみたいに眠っちゃったね。
She really is just like a little kid, huh? As Umi lightly snored, a bead of sweat began to gather on her face. She looks hot. I grabbed a fan and began blowing air towards her.
気持ちよさそう。
The two of us gazed at her as she slept. The lazy summer afternoon passed by gradually. If I hadn't been so worried about Umi, it might have been a really nice day. And I wouldn't choke on my words like that. Ugh. The coffee in my cup's gone cold. However, I could feel a dark stain on my heart growing bigger and bigger. And I clicked, but for some reason it didn't. There we go. Wonder what we'll be doing tomorrow. Trying to turn my mind away from the unpleasant thoughts, I opened up Umi's picture diary. Shira peeked over at it too. We opened it to Tamara's page, and there was an illustration of Shira in a bathtub. Oh, she'll take a bath together with Mom, looks like.
問題ないよ、お風呂は。でも、天気は。
Maybe we could make one of those upside-down weather dolls, things kids used to pray for rain.
昨日の雨も
Oh god, what are they? Teruteru Bozu?
明日も知っていた？
Something like that. Huh?
お母に会いたい
Uh-huh. Huh?
とそれ以外のいやこの夏は見れないっていつ
Mm-hmm.
最後かな
I could feel something inside my mind. I wasn't remembering it, whatever it was. Or like it was fading into nothingness? Like parts of it were falling away or being chipped apart. I felt like it was something incredibly important. But I couldn't even remember what that important thing
どう
was.
したの？
It's just that I feel like I'm forgetting something important.
大事なことって？
I don't know. It was incredibly frustrating. But then, suddenly it was gone. I had a feeling something had been bothering me, but whenever it was, it vanished. Well, anyway, I have a feeling that it really will rain tomorrow. I didn't have any proof. But for some reason, I just had a feeling. Mm-hmm. The definitives of what it is are gone, but it's kind of like those fossils that are made from an impression of something. You know, it's like the thing that was there is gone, but it's left its imprint, so to say. You know, you can tell what it was by the absence of the thing. August 25th, weather sunny, then rain. It rained out of nowhere. Mom got soaked too. I took a bath with Mom. It was fun. The weather the next morning was bright and clear. There wasn't even the slightest hint of rain.
大丈夫かな？
She wrote that it came out of nowhere, so I'd say we were right on track for now.
そうだけど逆てるてる坊主は作ったの？
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, I did. I hung it upside down and spent almost an hour misting it with a spray bottle.
呪われそう
If that's what it takes to make it rain, fine by me. Nothing you need to worry about,
び
Umi.
しょ濡れということは雨に当たらないといけないのよね。
Seems like. What should we do until then?
海ちゃん
Until then,
何
though.
かしたいことある？
いいか
Gator getter.
いかだら？
Yeah, let's go catch some gators. I think she meant a family get together, right?
それ
外で一家団らんって
I don't know,
どう
picnic?
すればいいの？
I think I know a place. The waves were calm. The fishing float was bobbing out on the water's surface. Our resident mom was watching that float with the eyes of a trained hunter. The float sank with a plunk.
いった！
Shira's eyes glinted sharply as she tugged at the fishing rod. It bent precariously, hinting at the weight of her prey. She reeled in a horseshoe crab. Yuck. Oh, you landed yourself a living fossil. They wash up at the beach here like crazy, and you just end up with like hundreds of them dead, just fucking rotting in the sun, and you can smell it from like fucking miles away. Horseshoe crabs are gross.
食べるの
No.
礼儀だし
Nope. Horseshoe crabs are monuments to natural history. You really shouldn't eat them.
そうなんだよ食べちゃダメだった
まだ0匹
The bucket at her feet was full of nothing but
今日
seawater.
は潮が悪いだけだし
Yeah, it's blowing all the things the fish eat out to sea instead of into the coast for us. Let me try. She looked a bit frustrated, but she passed me the fishing rod. Could you bait it for me? As always, I couldn't bring myself to bait the hooks with insects on my own. I let Shira take care of it, then swung the rod out towards the sea. About 5 seconds later, I felt a powerful tug. Got one! I reeled in a really huge fish I couldn't identify at all.
今潮が変わっただけだし
Mom was sulking. What sort of fish is this?
詳しい
That can't be right. Even I knew that much.
マダイ
She sounded even more sullen than before.
食べるの
Sure. Oh, it's bad manners not to,
魚さんかわいそう
which is why you eat it with appreciation.
美味しいよ
いただきます
Umi clapped her hands politely towards the fish.
おいしい
We grilled and ate the fish on the spot. They really do taste different when they're fresh, don't they?
追加で釣ってくれた分も焼く
How about making them into sashimi?
じゃあそうする
Shiraha quickly and skillfully cleaned a second fish. I felt kind of nostalgic. We ate fish like this here right after I arrived on the island, too. Back before Shiraha started acting as Umi's mother. To the contrary, she'd avoided us back then. But now, a happy family get-together, huh?
え
I just remembered that Umi Call did that last time we were here, too.
そういえばそうだった
Back then, Shira had said something about not really getting stuff like family get-togethers. I wonder how she feels now. It was only temporary, but we'd spent the summer together as a family. I hope this summer was special for her, too.
おいしいわ楽しい
うんそうだね
Shira nodded back to Umi and smiled kindly. When she made that sort of gentle expression, you could really tell that she was Umi's
お母さんに来たの
Yep, go see your mom when she's still alive. Yep. Huh? You could really tell she was... what? Good with kids, obviously. Clearly.
いやお母さん知ってたからだから
Mm-hmm.
入ってこの島に来たの。ライラ。
Is there hair in my coffee? No. It's just like a bubble on the surface, which I thought was like clinging to a hair. That my fan had like blown in there. But nope, it was nothing. The bubbles just settled weirdly when I poured it. Ah, right, of course. She really did almost seem like her real mother. It was really heartwarming. Flip. Flip plop. Stop. I'm trying to click with one finger, but I just pushed the mouse instead. With a pitter-patter, rain began to fall. Oh, it really rained after all. Just like the picture diary. Huh? Like I was about to remember something again. I had a feeling that something like this had happened before, too. The future.
未来？
There's something else. Something more than that. But it wouldn't come out. I couldn't grasp it. And when I tried to look straight at it, it vanished entirely.
大丈夫？
Shiro was peeking over at my face. She looked worried. Yeah. Forget about me. It's Umi, okay? Or is Umi okay? Yeah, she looked fine. But that said, the rain was just getting harder and harder. We were all soaked from head to toe in an instant. Let's hurry home. I carried Umi on my back and set off at a run. Shirha ran along beside me.
早い
Being carried along at high speed through the rain seemed to put her in a theme park sort of mood. Umi shouted out happily from my back. Can you keep up, Shirha?
丈夫？
So the answer is no.
平気だし。
Yeah, it looked like she was nearing her limit. I slowed my pace a
お
little.
風呂。帰ったらお風呂。
Yeah, sure is gonna need one for being sweaty and gross. That's right. We heated up before we left, so you can hop right in.
お母さんとお風呂。帰ったらね。お父さんも一緒にお風
Ah,
呂。
don't know about that one. Yeah, when we get home.
いい子だよ。
What? Umi, you want me to get in with you too? No, that's... I looked over at Shirha. She was blushing and shaking her head furiously. Yeah, figures. No, Umi, I really
いや
can't.
お父さんも一緒。
She started squirming on my back and whining. It was clear she was going to fight to the bitter end for this. I looked at Shirha again and... She was almost in tears. First things first, let's go home. We'll seriously catch colds at this rate. What, for a warm summer rain?
いい子だよ。
Shirha and I could clearly make out her merciless singing, even as it blended together with the sounds of the rain. We ran with all our might, and when we finally got home, the rain that was so violent moments before vanished like it never happened at all. The sky was perfectly blue once more. Talk about a capricious downpour.
トラウマ。お風呂。
And we began stripping off her clothes immediately.
ふみちゃん、ちょっと待って。
Shira quickly stopped her from
お
undressing.
洋服はお風呂で脱がないとダメだよ。
Yeah, bad manners.
早く入りたい。うん。じゃあお風呂場まで競争しよっか。うん。
Shira shot me a look. I nodded back at her silently.
じゃあ、よーい、ドン。
The plan was to play off her enthusiasm. We'd get her and Shirha alone in the bath before she could realize I wasn't coming along. We'd gotten so good at reading each other, we could communicate all that with just a glance. But
お父さんも。ドン。
Umi wasn't fooled. Three of us were left standing in the entryway together. Umi, the bath in this house isn't that big. It'll be cramped for 3 people, right?
ダメ。お父さん、仲間外れ。
That's fine. I can like wash myself off with the hose in the garden. I guess Umi was insisting on it for my sake.
お母さん。かわいそうかって言われると。お父さんも雨。
It's fine. He can be a little wet dog smell, you know, as a treat. She was completely stumped.
一緒。入ろう。いや。
Umi waited for a reaction with teary eyes. Taking a bath with Shiraha. Of course I wanted to. I'm a guy, dang it. Perfectly healthy teenage boy. Honestly, it was an incredible chance. If I would join Team Umi and push her, I'm sure she'd let me bathe with them. But for someone like me who went to an all-boys school, that was way too high a hurdle to clear. I was already shivering with tension. I was soaked in cold too, but that had nothing to do with it.
いいよ。お父さん、雨に濡れたままじゃかわいそうだもんね。海ちゃんは優しいね。
Shiraha patted Umi on the head. Her smile bloomed like a flower.
じゃあ、先にお風呂行ける？
Umi happily ran off down the hall towards the bathroom. Shiraha and I were left alone in the living room. The atmosphere was indescribably precarious. Are you really okay with this?
全然よく
Yeah,
ないし。
we're setting the ground rules here. Like you can sit on the stool and like take a shower, but you can't like look in our direction. Just fully, you know, nothing but back.
男の子とお風呂とか考えただけで恥ずかしぬ。
That bad?
でも、海ちゃんが望んでたし。
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your dignity.
ハイリー、前に言ってくれたの覚えてる？
Before?
私がしてほしかったことを海ちゃんにしてあげればいい。その方が私の思いが詰まってるからって。
Alright, I guess I did say that. I think it was raining back then
家
too.
族でお風呂って私も記憶にないから少し憧れてた。だからいいかなって。恥ずかしいけどあなたとならギリギリ我
Just
慢
barely.
できるといいな。
And what happens if it turns out you can't endure it?
その時になってみないとわからない。
Yeah, that's so. I'm kind of scared.
お母さん、まだ。もうすぐ行くから。
Shira took a long, deep breath. It was like she was mustering up her resolve. Okay then, to the bath?
うん。あ、
What?
少しでもこっち見たら目潰すから。
Right.
かゆいところはない？もっと右。ここ？そこ。
Umi was having a blast as Shira washed her hair. To make sure I didn't look at them, I submerged myself in the bath, facing away, with my eyes closed. Since I'm looking away, it's okay if I open them a little, right?
ね、開けちゃダメだよ。
Right.
今のは海ちゃんに言ったんだけど。
Ah, okay.
ね、開けてない？
I didn't. Good. That was close. But Shira was wrapped up in a towel, so even if I turned around, it's not like I'd see anything. Wouldn't that leave her less exposed in a swimsuit? So what's the problem? Or so I wanted to say, but I also wanted to keep my eyes, so I stayed quiet. I heard a big splash from behind me as someone dumped out a bucket of water.
はい、おしまい。ありがとう。次は海がお母さん洗う。え、私？
I don't know about that.
私の髪は難しいよ。じゃあ背中。
Ah, but she got the towel on.
背中ならいいよ。タオル取って。
Oh, Umi-chan, you're doing some good work over there.
早く。じゃあ海ちゃん。
You just gotta do the thing where you just drape it over your front instead. Instead of having it wrapped around you. At this moment, if I open my eyes and turn around, I'd see Shira totally nude, right? All it takes is a tiny bit of courage, right? First, open your eyes. Then, turn your neck just a tiny
見た
bit.
らわかってるよね。
Of course. My eyelids, which had been fluttering upwards, slammed back down tightly.
少しかゆいところはないですか？ね、ここですか？そこは違う。
Wait, where? I was curious, but my eyes were too precious to me. But still.
お母さんの背中、すべすべ。
We really did sound happy. Well, so that's what she wanted, huh?
ねえ、どうして笑ってるの？
Oh, because kids are little weirdos like that. Hmm? No, don't worry. I'm not looking. Oh, him. I guess my feelings were showing on my face. I think Shira knew that I had it peaked too. She didn't sound suspicious at all. A dad in a tub and a mom getting her back happily scrubbed by their daughter. Yeah, it really was a happy family get-together. Hey, Yumi? Will you wash my back next? Ew, no, gross. No good, huh? I've been outright rejected. That kind of stung.
少し。
Umi's humming echoed throughout the bathroom. The time passed by peacefully. Umi got sleepy right after we finished our bath, so we went straight into nap time. Umi's really been sleeping well lately, huh?
そうだね。なんだか赤ちゃんみたい。
Right? I was a bit bored, so I opened up Umi's diary. As I flipped through the pages, a weird feeling came back again. Our picture diary's weather was always spot on, huh?
本当？不思議ね。
Yeah.
昨日の雨も知っていた？明日も知っていた？
Again. I was right on the verge of remembering something. Think about it. Something similar happened yesterday, too. We've been talking about the weather then as well. I was getting that strange feeling a lot lately. Kept getting caught up in the illusion that some piece of me had fallen away. But then a moment later, nothing felt out of place. I think it'd be really bad if I didn't just accept things as they were. I was sure it was something incredibly important, but I found myself thinking it'd be fine if I forget. Forgot what? Mm-hmm.
昨日の雨も知っていた？明日も知っていた？
Yep, just always pass by each other. Huh? Yep, no running away. Yep, the last time. Man, he's really getting a lot of vapors of the past here. Yeah, from the future.
入り どうしたの？
Nothing, I just
うん。
forgot.
Hmm?
No, I was still forgetting. Bits and pieces were still falling away from my mind.
そういえば、この絵本ってまだ最後まで読んであげられてないね。
Yeah, it'd be better if you've, read ahead a little bit so that way you can really do some planning in case there's big events that you gotta work towards. She pulled the picture book out of the corner that had been lying in. That it had been lying in. Oh, the picture book you guys made, not the diary. It was the handmade one that Kamame and I created and Shiraha read to Umi. Wait, that's...
の話はい。
huh?
ならもち
Yeah,
ろん
butterflies.
してるし絵にしやすいよ。
Weird that he's forgetting Butterfly in particular. No, that makes sense. I don't think I've ever heard of a children's story about something.
親指姫に出てくるかな。綺麗な羽の蝶々が旅してるの。
Why did we go with that story again? I certainly remembered making the picture book. But how have we thought up the plot? Did we use some fairy tale as our motif? I don't have it in me to think of a totally original story at all, right?
どうしてだっけ？
Shiraha was puzzling over it too. I flipped the pages of the picture book. The story was about a butterfly with beautiful wings who traveled through a colorless world. Gave a bit of the color from its wings to the people at each destination. Even when its wings were tattered and lost their color, the butterfly continued its journey. Journey. Hit indie game Journey. What if the journey in this story represented time? Duh. Not that stupid. You don't gotta spell it out that directly to me. We took it as a journey from the future to the past. Vaguely remember thinking something along those lines the last time I flipped through the book. But I couldn't remember why I'd been thinking like that at all. It was absolutely preposterous. But I couldn't just laugh it off.
なんだかこの夏はズルをした気がする。
Shira's voice cut into the thoughts that were rolling about in my mind. When I looked over, I saw her smiling as she patted Umi's sleeping head. Cheated? How so?
ハイリに言われて始めたお母さん役。最初はそれっぽく振る舞っていればいいと思ってた。そうすればアイスが食べられるし。
Hey, I haven't really asked for it in a bit, huh? I've still got a huge stock of them in the freezer.
知ってる。
But the stock hasn't gone down at all since about halfway through the summer, I think.
だってお母さんをするのが嬉しくなってきたから。
Happy? It wasn't that it was fun. It made you happy?
そう。海ちゃんのそばにいられるのが嬉しくなってる。今の私は自分からお母さんをしに来てるから。
Yeah, I'm sure there's some if you fucking talk to a therapist about it, to be like, yeah, something, vicariously living, having Umi, or living vicariously through Umi as you play the mother figure to make up for, your lack of maternal affection growing up because of dead parents. It's like, yeah, I'm sure you could spin it some way, but just don't think too hard about it.
アイスを食べちゃったら偽物になっちゃう気がして。アイスのためじゃなくて海ちゃんのためにお母さんがしたいの。海ちゃんが楽しい夏休みを過ごせるように、子供のために。普通なら体験できない夏だと思う。お母さんになれる夏なんていつかそういう夏が来るんだろうけど、ズルして先にお母さんになっちゃった。
Yeah, you gotta skip all the bullshit stuff first to get here. So in other words, you wanna have a kid soon?
うん、そうかも。それが海ちゃんみたいな子だと嬉しい。
Well, funny thing about that, I see. By the way, we're in a relationship, right?
あ、うん、そうかも。
We kissed and all.
うん、した。
And so, if you're telling me you want a kid soon, does that mean?
違うし、言葉のあやだし、
Yeah, we were just talking broad plans for the future. Nothing definitive.
子供は欲しいけど、
No concrete timetable.
エッチなことはまだ早いし、
Right now?
まだだし、
I guess I'll have to hold back for a little while then.
もうすぐ夏休みが終わるよ。
It is, yeah.
そうなったら、ハイリは島からいなくなる。
In all honesty, I've been trying not to think about that for quite a while. I was only here since it was summer vacation. It was only natural that I'd have to go home when it ended. Back to my old town. Back to my old life. Well, maybe I won't go home. I could stay here, become an islander. The thought slipped out before I could stop it.
本
Yeah,
当？違うよね。目をそらしてるし。
sorry. I have to go home. I came to this island to run away, you see. And I don't think I can just keep running away forever. I looked at Umi, still fast asleep. Umi said she wouldn't run away this summer. I'm not really sure what she meant by that. But I think she can smile like that because she didn't. And in that case, I don't think I can keep running any longer either.
どうして？
Well, because I'm her dad.
そうだね。
When summer vacation's over, I'll go back to my hometown. I can't handle a long-distance relationship or anything like that. I'd die of loneliness.
重い。
I think me where it hurts as usual. Alright, Shiraha. Would you be fine with a long-distance relationship?
心細くて死ぬ。
Yeah, it's tough. I am currently in one. Yeah, it sucks at times. Does it make you feel good on occasion? Heavy.
呪うかも。
Scary.
言葉のあやだし。
In that case, I'll have to do my best to not get haunted.
頑張る？
I'll get a job, save up money, come out here every weekend.
そんなことできるわけないし。
I mean, you could probably make enough to come out here, like, with one shift. Like, God, what's minimum wage in Japan? It's about 10 yen an hour, I think, which, that's like the bottom end. I think like the very, like, bottom is equivalent to, like, 6 something an hour. Like, it's below, like, the lowest nationwide there is below, like, the federal minimum wage here in the US. But God, what's the federal minimum wage here? Is it $7.25 or $7.50? I can't remember. But you work an 8-hour shift, you get $60. What, you fucking train ticket and a ferry ride here and back? Yeah. Just work a weekend at the convenience store. Or, after school for a couple shifts, and it's like, all right, I can come over every weekend, easy. Like, not even difficult work. Not like you're out there doing a construction job grind, 14-hour shifts, getting paid under the table. Just trading in peanuts to survive. It's like, no, you'll be fine. I can. Heck, I want to. If I were an adult, I could just say I'd move out to this island, but I'm still just a student after all. I can't force myself to become an adult no matter how hard I push myself. That's exactly why I felt the need to struggle. I was being totally unreasonable, letting my emotions do the
ど
talking.
うしよう。むちゃくちゃなこと言ってるって分かってるのに。
Yeah, but it makes you happy, doesn't it? Ooh.
すごく
Mm-hmm.
嬉しい。
Shirha beamed, her cheeks stained deep red. Well, that settles it. I need to take good care of this girl. I'll take this summer meeting and build a future out of it. Every second I spend with her, pray for our time together. I'll pray for our time together to last just one more second longer. There was only 1 week of summer vacation left. I contacted my parents to let them know they'll be staying on the island until the very last minute. I wanted to be with my girlfriend as long as I possibly could. I hadn't been lying about my plans the night before. After summer vacation ended, I was planning on getting a job, saving up money, and coming back to the island as often as I possibly could. This was the place where I managed to change after all. And Shiro was the one who taught me how. This is a nice change of pace, huh?
そうだね。
Shira and I were strolling around the island on our own. It wasn't something we got to do very often. All of the islanders knew that we exchanged vows in the butterfly's knot for the flight of the summer bird, though. On this island, we were officially recognized couple in name and substance. When I thought about it, it was actually kind of strange that we hadn't done anything like this before. Is this a date?
そうなんじゃない
Oh,
の
I said it with like a fucking British intonation there. Ugh, ugh, gross. Like, take some fucking coffee and like wash that out. Ugh. Ugh. I meant to say it more quizzical, but it came out fucked like that. Ugh. Huh. So this is what a date's like.
初めてなの
Yeah, it's like I go to an all-boys school and all.
男子校だとデートはしちゃいけない規則なの
Well, there's no one to date besides, you know, the boys, but... No, I mean, the guys who do, well, do.
私もデートって初めて
Well, like the guys who can and do. Because you're a loner, right?
ぼっちって言わないで
Well, it's not like it's a bad thing. You have your reasons. I think you could actually be kind of proud of it. Heck, even if you aren't, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that my girlfriend's a former loner.
本当にやめて
Right. Giving in to your girlfriend's demands is a boyfriend's duty. But still, I wonder why we didn't do this up until now.
何を
We go on dates.
さあ恥ずかしかったから
Oh, that. Is that it? I didn't think that either of us were that embarrassed about it at all, really. Should have done this a lot sooner.
あ、お二人さん。
今日も一緒だな。
Hey! Nomiki's not with you too?
あいつなら。バージ
Yep, up on the tower. He threw his clothes to the wind with a hearty shout, stripping naked above the waist. And was shot down within a moment's
海
time.
水浴場以外で服を
Without
脱
a
ぐのは禁止されていると何度言わせればわかる
A warning came from the island's broadcast system speakers. You really never do learn your lesson, do you?
いつかこの島ではどこで脱いでても狙撃しちゃいけないってルールを作る
Just be glad she's not using like a paintball gun or something.
家で脱ぐ分には狙撃されないと思うし
つまりこの島すべてを俺の家にすれば問題なしだと
Yeah, just become a real estate mogul. You know, if you own all the properties, you know, technically you can walk around there as you please, even if they're being rented out.
なるほどそれはいい考えだな
This guy's Odysseus terminal, isn't it?
慣れてるし
二人はダブルスか
No.
失礼。言い方を間違え
Yeah, ain't date.
二人は混合ダブルスか
Even after the correction, no.
デートだろ
違う散歩
What? They just said it was a date a minute ago.
散歩だし
Shiro-san, you're blushing.
ここで偶然会っただけだし
Now I've even lost on a walk status. I'm sorry. I decided to man up and apologize.
尻に敷かれてるな
The secret to a long-lasting relationship is knowing when it's time to fold.
おお百戦錬磨の色男みたいだな
He's right, though.
そうなの
No, you're my first
な
girlfriend.
るほど。折れるべき場所を見誤っていないな。
We all
だ
laughed.
が、高原はもうすぐ家に帰るんだろ
Yeah, in a couple days. Yeah, I guess.
寂しくなるな
Don't worry, I'll be coming back as often as I
そう
can.
か。俺との決着をつけるんだな。
I've never actually played against you in the first place.
そうだったな。
He's like, huh, that's weird. Feels like we have.
ずっと白羽とばかり勝負していたからな。お前は。
And thanks to that, we got closer. That night when I first found Shira swimming in the school pool, I thought she was a ghost or something. Then I ran into her again on the outskirts of the island, fishing. She caught a sea slug. I borrowed her rod and fished up a mackerel. Since then, we ended up challenging each other in all sorts of things. Thought there wasn't anything worth doing on this island, but in spite of that, our rivalry ended up being a
し
blast.
かしナルセオの要望とはいえ蝶つがいのちぎりまで交わしたんだ。
Nomiki arrived, her rifle at the ready. It seems she climbed down from the broadcast tower and made her way here. Orochi threw his shirt on in a fluster.
責任取って本当に結婚しろ。
え、
すぐに結婚して
Mhm.
この島に2人で住めばいい。
Yep, you have plenty of kids, you know. We need taxable income here. We're struggling. Look at these roads. They haven't been repaved in forever.
おー、そりゃいいな。
We need to pay property tax ASAP.
お前がこの島にいれば楽しいだろうな。
First off, it is super abrupt. And second, it's not that easy. I have my own stuff going on back home.
白羽とのことは遊びだったのか。
No, not at all. Honestly, I don't want to go home at all. I want to stay on this island forever. That's just not possible. I looked at Shira. That's right. I talked with her about this yesterday. I have some unfinished business in my hometown that I need to take care of. So I'll go back to start. And when that's done, I'll come right back here. I declared my intentions. Rochi, Tenzin, and Nomiki all stared at me in
なる
surprise.
ほど。そこまで本気だったんだな。
男だな、高原入り。
見直したぞ。そこまで白羽との結婚を真剣に考えているとは。
Huh? Wait, what? Is that the logical conclusion here?
今の流れでそんなこと言ったらそういう意味にしかならないし。
Shira's entire face was beet
蝶
red.
つがいのちぎりは伊達じゃないな。
ああ、事実婚ってやつだな。
素直に喜ばしいことだ。
Despite their word choice, I didn't get the feeling that they were making fun of me. They really were honestly congratulating us.
ありがとう。
行くか。
じゃ、邪魔者は消えるぜ。
デートを楽しむといい。
They waved as they made their exit. Of course, getting left alone with her after a conversation like that was incredibly awkward. Our calm, quiet stroll had been upended, and we ended up overthinking absolutely everything. Marriage, huh? Our relationship keeps going strong for long enough. Could very well happen someday. Shira was still averting her eyes in embarrassment. I gently took her hand in mine. Shall we? We set off again, side by side. This time, our hands entwined. Man, marriage, huh?
まだ言ってるし。
I thought it'd be fine to talk about it as a what if at least.
もしもって
Like, for example, let's see. Say we have a kid or something. Shira shook off my hand and took a couple steps away.
エッチエッチ
No, I didn't mean it like that. Not that I'm not interested, but my mind's not completely in the gutter. Please stop trying to intimidate me. I just mean, like, in the super literal sense. You know, cut out the middle part, just, you know, we're doing algebra here, you know, don't worry about X and Y, we just have, you know, our solution right now, which is kid. You know, found him in a cabbage patch, you know, stork dropped him off, whatever. You know, like, would you want a boy or a girl or something like that? Somehow I had a really weird feeling.
そうね。どっちかって聞かれると。
Shira looked puzzled as well, as if she just noticed something. Both of us stopped in our tracks and stood stock still. A girl. As I whispered those words, it finally hit me like, oh, fuck, we left the kid at home. Judging by Shira's face, she'd come to the same
ふ
realization.
みちゃん。
Right, Umi. I finally realized. I'd completely forgotten about Umi. So at that very moment, she'd completely slipped my
ど
mind.
うして
Shiro was just as shocked as I was. How could we possibly forget Umi? And both of us at the same time at that. Till a moment before, all traces of her had been cleanly wiped from my mind. We'd done so many things with her, but my mind had cleanly filled in the gaps to make it as if she hadn't been there at all.
早く海ちゃんのところに戻らないと。
Yeah, that's right. We turned around, planning to run back the way we'd come from. And there she was. Umi.
ずっとついてきてたの？
You were with us? But we hadn't noticed her. I hadn't, Shira hadn't, nor had Ruichi and the others. We were struck speechless. Even when I looked right at her, Umi's presence seemed so faint, couldn't help but think she might vanish at any moment. Ooh, spooky. Sorry for the wait.
何を買ったの？
A Kodak. It was a disposable camera.
写真？
Yeah, let's all take a picture together. I had no clue how or why, but something was causing us to forget about Umi. Thought that I should fight back in any way I could. By taking a picture and leaving it behind as a physical reminder, I figured I'd be way less likely to forget her. These tiny things are perfect for capturing some summer memories. I aimed the camera at Umi. She stared back at me, looking a bit confused, and I snapped a picture of her just like that. The camera made a quiet clicking sound. Yep, and then you gotta scroll the wheel with your thumb, unless this is like a Polaroid.
写真？
Which I doubt it is, considering you got it as a, disposable camera from a convenience store. Yeah, I did. I wound up the film to get ready for the next picture. Next, let's take one with the two of you together. Shiro went over and stood next to Umi. A bit closer, like you're about to hug each other.
こう？
Umi let out a happy squeal. Yeah, that's right. How could I have forgotten? I resolved myself to grant Umi's wish this summer, didn't I? A wish to spend a fun summer vacation with her mom. Then, I forgot her so thoroughly, I even forgotten that I'd forgotten about her. Never felt fear quite like this before. At that point, it'd be like she never existed in the first place. This moment, all the precious time we'd spent together this summer, even the very summer itself, all of it would be replaced with a lie. And I would end up believing that lie was reality. Even now, as I take these pictures, I feel like I'm forgetting something important. Shiro Hazumi's mother. She'd taken on that role for herself. I felt like there was something beyond that, too. I just couldn't remember it, and trying to made me feel like I was going crazy.
お父さん。
Huh? What is it? Umi was staring straight at me. A second later, she ran over to Shiraha, hugged her, and buried her face into her stomach. Almost like she looked embarrassed. Then she whispered something into Shira's ear.
うん。それは海ちゃんから言ってあげて。その方がお父さん喜ぶから。お父さんも写真一緒に写ろう？
Umi fidgeted shyly. Shira watched over her with a smile. She was right. Hearing it directly from Umi really did make me a lot happier. A good idea. Let's take one together. All three of us.
じゃあ海ちゃんは真ん中だね。
Umi stood in the middle, with Shira on one side and me on the other. Closer, closer. I had to take the picture myself, so the camera was at a really close range, and I wasn't sure how wide a view it really would capture. The three of us had to squeeze in as close as possible. Okay, here goes. Say cheese! Can't believe they handle pictures here too. This place really does do everything. When will they be ready?
3日ぐらいかな。
Yeah, it's got to get shipped out, then developed, and then shipped back. 3 days, huh? I mean, they'll be done on the 28th. This was a city. I could probably have them done on the same day. 3 days was right on the borderline, but it would still be just in time before I went home. Yeah, to dramatically remind you after you've completely forgotten about Umi entirely, and then climax, oh, something big and emotional will happen then, and then, then it will end. Thanks. Counting on you.
できたらすぐ連絡するから。
できたらすぐ3人で取りに来ようね。
楽しみ。
And now we have something to look forward to. If we were looking forward to something, we wouldn't forget about it, right? I really wanted to believe that. But if, 3 days from now, our memories had totally faded... No, I absolutely won't forget. And even if I did, the pictures will still leave a record. She'd contact us when they were ready. So I was sure it'd be okay. I told myself that over and over, trying to convince myself it was true. And the next day, he awakes with a start. But, ladies and gentlemen, that will have to wait until next time, because I'm getting hungry, and I really need to make that packet of ramen that's sitting in my cupboard. So, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and check out the Discord link in the description down below, and become a member today, and give me your money so I can buy dried beans on Amazon, apparently, in the middle of an episode. What fantastic content like that. If you want more of it, financially support me, even though I just got a promotion and a pay raise. More money always helps, even if I really, really don't need it. But yeah, I've said my bit. I just got to remember to stitch on that 5-minute chunk in the first part of the episode where I accidentally stopped recording, and yeah, I'll get this video uploaded. I think it's supposed to be up today too, in like 4 hours, about 3.5, 4 hours. So look forward to it. Even though you'll have already watched the episode by the time you're hearing this, so look forward to the next one, I guess. Okay, I'm done now. Bye bye.